Hey guys, we're back with the second part of the notes for 5.8. This time we're only going to be going through problems 1, 8, 9, 10. Those are the elimination problems. Remember, elimination is any time the n's, the d's, and the equals are all stacked up, or the x's, the y's, and the equals are all stacked up. So when you see other problems done around it, you don't have to copy those down right now. You would listen to those on the video notes part 1. Okay, this is the second part. So let's go ahead and talk about problem 1. It is elimination. So we know that we want to keep the variables lined up, but the problem is I have to make it so they cancel. So we're going to do two separate changes. Let's talk about the first change. The first change on my top equation is going to be to move all of the decimals. When I do that, I have 5n plus 10d equals 240. Now, once I do that, I need the bottom numbers to match. So I want them to be the same with the 5n, but I need it to be negative. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a 1n right now on my bottom line. I'm going to multiply it by negative 5. That's going to give me negative 5n, negative 5d, and negative 150. Okay, so I changed my first equation and my second equation. I took out the decimals in the top one, and then I multiplied by the opposite. So I multiplied by a negative 5 to change it so that these first guys will cancel. Okay, so let's go through that. I'm going to change to blue now. My n's are going to cancel, and I'm going to add up what's left. 10d minus 5 is 5d. 240 take away 150 gives me 90. And when I divide by 5, I get d equals 18. Remember that that is how many dimes I have. Okay? All right, for elimination, I am going to use a third color. I'm going to use green. Once I get my 18 dimes, I know that my total is 30. So you can either go ahead and do 30 minus 18, or you can plug it right back in. Let's do that. My nickels plus 18 makes 30. That's a 30, not a 36, sorry. To get n, I would subtract 18 from both sides, which is what we just said. And my n would be 12 nickels. That's not how you spell nickels. There we go. So, took out my decimals, multiplied to make it cancel, and then I solved normal elimination. Canceled the n's, solved for d. Plug d back in, solved for n. We are done with problem 1. If you need more time, go ahead and cancel it. Go ahead and copy it. I'll meet you on question 8. All right, let's look at number 8. Number 8 is not a coin problem, so we don't have any decimals. We are ready to go ahead and start setting this one up. I notice right here that nothing cancels, but 5 can go into 10, which means that I can just multiply one line and it will work. Okay, I want to multiply it to make it a negative 10b. So that means that I need to multiply by a negative 2. Let's go ahead and do that. Negative 2 times 9 is negative 18j. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10b. Negative 2 times 65 is negative 130. All right, so for the time being, I am going to ignore this line. Okay, I don't need him. All I'm looking at right now is this line. The b's are going to cancel, and I'm going to add up what's left. So I have negative 10j equals negative 50. When I divide by negative 10, my j is 5. Let's make sure we know what that means. Find the hourly rate of pay for each person. So that 5 represents $5 per hour. That's what hourly pay means, okay? All right, once I have j, I can plug it back in pretty much wherever I want. I'm probably going to put it in the smaller equation, that top one where the 9 was. I'm going to go back into black. All right, so I'm going to plug in 9 times 5 plus 5b equals 65. 9 times 5 is 45. Bring down the rest. Cancel off the 45 gives me 20. And then it's a simple division. We're dividing by 5. B is 4. Make sure you know that it's $4 per hour. Okay, don't just leave it B equals 4. And definitely don't put 4 hours because it's not, it's money. Okay. All right, take a second to write it down if you need to. Otherwise, we're looking at number 9. All right, on problem 9, you can keep the decimals or you can multiply to get rid of them. If you're going to move all the decimals 2 places, make sure you know that that 3 and the 1 and the 5 and the 2 are all going to change. It would have to be 300, 100, 500. It might just be easier to do this the way that it is right now. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and look at 9 then. I'm probably going to change this 1 into a -2. I think that's the easiest way to make them cancel. So if I want to change it to a -2y, that means I need to multiply by a -2 again. Okay? All right, so -2 times 3x is -6x. -2 times 1y, -2y. -2 times 75 is -$1.50. Okay? For the time being, I'm going to ignore this equation, and I'm only going to look at this part that cancels. My y's are going to cancel. 5 minus 6 is a -1x, and I have a -18 cents, so -0.18. If I divide by -1 on both sides, I'm going to get my first value. That is 18 cents. I'm going to put the $sign. 18 cents is how much my x is. That's my squash. Now, once I have that value, I can go back and solve for y. Again, I think the easiest one is the small equation that we started with, the one in black. So I'm going to plug 18 right back in there. I really don't need the 1. I'm going to put 3x plus 18 cents equals 75 cents. It's already positive, and I'm not really multiplying it by anything, so I'm going to go ahead and subtract 18 cents away from both sides. So 3x equals 57 cents. Our next step is going to be to divide that by 3. And my final answer is 19 cents. So make sure that you remember that is 19 cents, or 0.19 is your $sign. I don't really care if you do 19 cents or the $sign. Okay. All right, take a second. Make sure you have number 9 written down. Last one, number 10. All right, number 10. On this problem, you actually have 2 options. You can make the A's cancel, or you can make the C's cancel. I think because we've multiplied so many problems by -2, that might look to you like the only option. So I'm going to go ahead and use the A's to cancel, just kind of to reminder that you can use both, okay? So let's say I want to make this a -5a. That means I need to multiply this whole row by -5. So -5a minus 5c, and let's do 785 times 5. $3,925. Okay? All right. For right now, I don't need this equation, but I do have A's that cancel. So we're going to cross off the A's, and we're going to total the rest. -3c equals -645. We're going to divide both sides by your -3, and that comes out to 215. So what does C stand for? Well, C stands for child's tickets. They sold 215 child tickets. And if we know, go back to the beginning, their total was 785 tickets. So adult plus 215 makes a total of 785. We can go back and take that away. Minus 215 gives us the adult tickets. So 570 adult tickets. Again, make sure you are labeling it. It's not just tickets and tickets. It's child tickets, adult tickets. If you need more time, or if you need to go back and copy or listen to anything again, please feel free to do that. Otherwise, you are finishing 5.8 practice. You should be able to do every question, elimination, or substitution at this time.